Good morning, welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday again. It is Monday, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a good weekend. Mary says, good morning, PK and everyone. Happy Monday and to the month of May. Indeed. Back from my granddaughter's wedding and had a wonderful time. She was a gorgeous bride. I saw some of those pictures you posted. She is very, and it looked just wonderful. I'm glad you're back, but glad you had a good time. Elena said, good morning to PK and Mary. Good morning, how you doing? She says, I am good. Michael Jackson was awesome. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed the movie. I'm going to see Billie Eilish movie concert in 3D. Oh my goodness, you're having a great time. Mary says hi to Elena. And Elena says, happy Star Wars Day. Indeed. May the 4th be with you. 86 more days to my birthday. Oh my goodness. Getting older again. Well, today we're looking at the Cozy Mysteries. Let's jump in. A Whisper in Darkness by Darcy Burke, 6th in the Raven and Wren series. Private Detective Matilda Wren's latest case seems straightforward. Find a missing heiress, except the ransom note bears a chilling signature, that of Spring Hill Jack. This supposed supernatural figure with his glowing eyes, fiery breath, and power to leap great heights has frightened the young women of London for decades. But Tilda doesn't believe in fairy tales and vows to unmask the villain. To solve the crime, Tilda once again calls on Hadrian Beckett, Earl of Ravenhurst, whose ability to see people's memories will undoubtedly prove indispensable to the investigation. Their relationship has recently deepened, but Tilda is determined not to let their secret courtship distract her from hunting the kidnapper. When another young woman is found murdered, the legendary demon is blamed, and Tilda and Hadrian fear the worst for their abducted heiress. As Jack's reign of terror escalates, Tilda and Hadrian must determine if their quarry is a cunning criminal hiding behind legend, or has something far more sinister emerged from the darkness. A Grind of Guilt by Simone Steer, 19th in a Cafe Crimes Cozy Mystery series. I'm just realizing my glasses are really dirty. When Magnolia Grove launches its new Shindig in the Square with live music, string lights, and 2 returning performers, Parker Hayes is expecting a fun night, not a body in the middle of the performance. With gossip flying and old secrets resurfacing, Parker starts digging into the lies behind the applause. The digger she gets, the clearer it becomes. This wasn't a random tragedy. Someone in Magnolia Grove knew exactly how the night would unfold, and they're counting on the chaos to keep the truth buried. In Magnolia Grove, even a night of music can come with a grind of guilt. Okay. They were forcing that title there pretty hard. The X-Files, Asylum Souls, and Stolen Scrolls, 3rd in the Rebecca Shade mysteries. Rebecca never expected to solve a cold case at her workplace, but uncovering what happened to Clara, the funeral home's resident ghost, changes everything. The trail leads Rebecca and Selena to a terrifying, long-forgotten asylum, but as they work to free the spirits trapped within its walls, they realize they aren't alone. A much more frightening resident is lurking in the shadows. While the supernatural world darkens, Rebecca's personal life is under siege. Brandon's ex-girlfriend has returned to town, claiming she wants to rekindle their romance, yet her true intentions are far from a simple second chance. With her feelings for Brandon crushed and the charming Nick beginning to pursue her, Rebecca finds herself at a breaking point. Amidst the hauntings and the heartbreaks, Rebecca is about to discover that the deepest secrets aren't hidden in the asylum or the abandoned house, but buried in her own past. Tides, Lies, and Alibis. First in the Manatee Bay Cozy Mystery series. In 1998 Manatee Bay, Florida, sunshine and small-town secrets go hand in hand, and no one knows that better than artist Kate McGregor, the last heir to a faded Florida dynasty with a grand house and an empty bank account. When the Spring Berry Festival takes an unexpected turn, Kate's lifelong friend Cindy, owner of the local gossip center High Tides Bakery and Cafe, lands at the center of a scandal. Her signature Immaculate Confection strawberry cream puff entry in the Berry Bake-Off is suddenly a murder weapon, and Kate decides it's time to put her quick instincts and tactless charm to good use. As gossip begins to rise faster than the Gulf tides in a parade of quirky locals and a menagerie of pets, including a mouthy parrot and a stray golden retriever, offer more confusion than clues. Kate soon finds herself digging into a mystery that goes deeper than a simple case of baker's envy. With the help of her Scottish immigrant father and a sharp-witted 88-year-old mentor who knows where the town's bodies are buried, Kate begins to untangle a web of old family grudges and trace back her own grandfather's dark history. As new suspicions grow, she'll need every ounce of courage and a few lucky breaks to discover the truth before Manatee Bay jumps to all the wrong conclusions. End of that row. Mary says, off later for the annual car inspection. So a morning in a car dealer waiting room. I must not look at the new cars. I must not look at the new cars. I must not look at the new cars. You can look. Don't touch. Don't buy. Oh, goodness. It's fun to look. But I'm glad you're getting that done. I was going to tell you, I read the best book of the year in my reading of 2026, Mad Mabel. Highly recommend it. Well, that's an interesting cover. Nightwinger's Lethal Lullaby by Anka and Tochi, third in the Paranormal Misadventures. With her boyfriend buried in a murder case and her magic on the fritz, Ella is about to learn that sleeping it off is a death sentence. Ella Martin is drowning in the mundane. It's late November at the Dracula Inn, and between a flu-stricken staff in the impossible task of planning the ultimate supernatural Christmas party, her magic is running on fumes. But the real void isn't the workload, it's the growing distance between her and Felix. While he's buried in a frantic search for a missing woman, Ella is left to face the holiday chaos alone. Honey, you're a grown-up. He has a job. Then the dreams begin. In the dead of night, a new kind of magic takes hold. It's a presence that makes Ella feel cherished, desired, and understood in ways the real world can't match. It's beautiful, it's warm, and it's slowly hollowing her out. An ancient predator is turning Ella's deepest longings into a lethal lullaby. As the Nightwinger's pull grows stronger, the line between her messy reality and the seductive darkness blurs. To save her life, Ella must find the strength to wake up, but when the dream feels better than the truth, choosing to open her eyes might be the hardest thing she's ever done, especially when the dream is designed to bleed her dry. I don't think I would read that one. I'd be too irritated. I'm irritated just reading that. Confections and Clues by Mary B. Barbie, second in the Pupcake Mystery series. Oops. Eliza and Dean arrive in Willowbrook, expecting long walks by the lake, lazy mornings on the cabin porch, and 3 days of handcrafted truffles at the legendary Laurent Confectionery School, the kind of trip where the hardest decisions is whether to have coffee before or after the sunrise. The kind of trip Eliza never takes because she's too busy running Pupcake Corner Cafe back home. For once, she's letting someone else handle the espresso machine. But when a Sunday morning walk with Pupcake leads to a clearing bordered by wild purple flowers and the body of the school's famous owner, Vivienne Laurent, the vacation takes a turn no one planned for. No visible injuries, no obvious explanation, just a deep blue chocolate box half hidden in the grass, and an expression on Vivian's face that Eliza can't stop thinking about. The sheriff calls it homicide, the town goes quiet, and the workshop carries on with 5 students, a grieving instructor, and a room full of secrets that won't stay buried beneath the marble work tables. Not everyone at the workshop is who they claim to be. Skills that don't match the story. questions no one wants to answer, a name from the past that keeps surfacing in all the wrong places, and a connection to Vivian that someone has gone to great lengths to hide. Eliza herself tells herself she's just paying attention. That's what she does. She notices things. She makes lists in her phone. She talks it through with Cupcake, who listens carefully and has never once been wrong about a person. But paying attention has a way of becoming something more, and the closer Eliza gets to the truth, the more someone wants to make sure she stops looking. And that Cupcake is bigger than the dog. Mary says, I volunteer at the library tomorrow and will look for Mad Mabel. Sounds interesting. Yes, highly recommend. I gave it 6 stars. Havoc at Hanover Square by Jenna Bennett, 9th in the Pippa Darling Mysteries. It's December 1926 and all of England is enthralled by the disappearance of mystery novelist Agatha Christie. Miss Pippa Darling, her cousin and best friend Christopher Astley, and Christopher's cousin Crispin, the newly minted Duke of Sutherland, get in on the action as they speculate, surmise, and go off to the wilds of Surrey to look for clues. But while they're preoccupied, trouble hits closer to home. Crispin's nuptials to Lady Letitia Marsden are scheduled for the 3rd weekend in December, and when the bride-to-be is reported missing by her family, Detective Sergeant Tom Gardner gets involved. Things do not look good for the trio. Pippa and Christopher have been overheard discussing ways to stop the wedding, perhaps by getting rid of Letitia, maybe even permanently, and everyone knows that Crispin isn't in love with his fiancée, including Letitia herself. Pippa wonders if the bride-to-be may have taken inspiration from the missing novelist and be in hiding. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, after all, and if Crispin can't find her, he can't break the engagement. When a ransom note arrives demanding a small fortune for Letitia's return, Pippa, Christopher, and Crispin fly into action, aided by Tom and his colleagues at Scotland Yard. But finding Letitia and figuring out what's going on turns out to be a more difficult proposition than expected, and the end result isn't what anyone expected or wanted. Snow Motion by Cindy Davis. Third in the Moosehead Lake, Maine cozies. Avery Winston's husband died 6 years ago. She's got the death certificate to prove it. So why, no, strike that, how is he in Owl's Nest, Maine, demanding she give him half her property? He's got a buyer and is willing to split the proceeds 50-50. How nice of him. She must put this aside because a stressed call comes from her employee Sebastian, currently returning from a snowmobile trip to Canada. He's in some trouble. It's not just that he totaled his sled. The group he's with has become confrontational. Once Avery joins him at the camp, they must hurry. Bad weather's moving in. At the last second, the confrontational group insists on riding back with them. By the time they arrive in town, things have calmed. So Avery offers to put them up in her big storage building until the storm passes. The next morning, one of them is dead and Sebastian is a suspect. When Sergeant Tucker Bolu enlists her help getting close to the remaining suspects, she barters for help keeping her ex from confiscating everything she owns, or worse. So an employee called and says, the people here are mean? Grow a pair. End of that row. False Relation by Veronica Healy, 19th in the Abbott Agency Mystery Series. Julian Marston Lang calls B. Abbott in a panic. His glamorous step-cousin Mona has been murdered. Mona's body was discovered in the garden of the house where she was living with her husband, Marcus. Once a billionaire businessman, Marcus's reversal of fortunes and an inability to maintain his wife's lavish lifestyle was the source of heated rows. Did they reach breaking point? While it seems an open and shut case, Marcus has mysteriously vanished, and Bee is sure there's something Julian isn't telling her. As she travels down to Marston Hall, Bee is determined to solve the mystery, but she's about to discover there's more to Mona's death than meets the eye. ... Rye or Die by Victoria Kazarian, 9th in the Laughing Loaf Bakery Mysteries. With the first ever haunted maze, the River Grove community comes together to create a fun, thrill-filled event, but when the body of Silicon Valley AI executive Jeremy Bradshaw is found inside the maze, ticket sales drop faster than an overbeaten chiffon cake. Though Mayor C insists the crime wasn't rooted in River Grove at all, Gracie finds out there were many River Grovians who wanted to get rid of the flashy, philandering Bradshaw. As she investigates the case, Gracie also worries that her assistant manager, Beck, may be leaving the Laughing Loaf. Beck was her first employee and a huge part of the bakery's success, from her wildly popular menu items to her cheery, welcoming demeanor with customers. Gracie realizes that Beck has been the bakery's and her own ride or die. She prepares herself for the possibility of a big change, and one she hopes popular bakery can survive. Includes Laughing Loaf Bakery recipes. I read the first one in this series and did not continue with it because the main character finds a body at the foot of her driveway and then debates whether to call the police because, you can't trust the police. Like, what the L? Big Witch Energy by Amanda M. Lee, 28th in the Wicked Witches of the Midwest. Bay Winchester should be on top of the world, what with plans for her future house being finalized. A tour for family members is a cause for laughter, right until a creature from another world pulls Bay through the lake. Yes, through the lake. Bay doesn't have time to panic because she's got a big problem on her hands in the shape of a man straight out of Fairy World. He calls himself Fogarty, and the only thing he wants is Bay. Unfortunately for him, she has more than one trick up her sleeve, and she manages to escape. Once back on the other side, the hunt is on. Bay has a new enemy. She also has a problem that may or may not be related to the new enemy. When the local librarian is found dead outside the downtown area, Bay knows what it isn't. Suicide, but she can't figure out what it is. Not exactly. Her husband Landon is willing to listen to her theories, but she can't give him what he needs. Between the new commune causing people to ask questions, a dead young woman, and a man who may be older than time hunting her, Bay has her hands full. She's a Winchester witch, though. She doesn't know how to lose, or maybe she just hopes that. I don't know, sounds kind of messy. Motive by Inez Saint. Oh, the date slipped. Here it says May 5th. Up here it says May 12th. We will trust the other one. Huh, weird. Also no cover. Murder by Midsummer, 13th in the Moon's Landing Cozy Mystery Series by Shelley Weiss. Photographer Bertie Lopez and her local coonhound Butterscotch are hoping for a peaceful summer in the small seaside town of Moon's Landing until a traveling Renaissance carnival brings trouble to town. With the colorful fair set up on the edge of town, Bertie is assigned to photograph the festivities for the local paper. Between armored jousts, falconry demonstrations, and larger-than-life performers, the carnival promises to be the highlight of the season. But the magic fades quickly when the fair's star attraction, Sir Garrison McPherson, the famed Knight of Midsummer, is found dead beneath the jousting platform. The sheriff calls it a tragic accident. Bertie isn't so sure. With Butterscotch sniffing out clues and a camera full of suspicious photographs, Bertie begins digging into the carnival's secrets. Behind the polished armor and theatrical smile, she uncovers rivalries, unpaid wages, and simmering tensions
among the performers. Now Birdie must uncover who wanted the night's silence before the carnival packs up and leaves town, taking the truth with it. I'm sorry, there's been a murder. You don't get to leave. We will pause there since the bell is about to ring. Alrighty. Well, we will be back on Wednesday morning for the crime fiction and thrillers. And then Friday for the rest of the cozy mysteries. There's not a whole lot on Wednesday, so we might do some more of the cozies. We'll see how that goes. I'll have to remember to talk slowly. Quick announcements, other announcements. I don't have sprints tonight. It's either Stormy or Sarah's. I don't know whose. My next sprints are tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2 hours. We do every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons for 5 hours starting at 3 p.m. You don't have to read. You can work on a hobby. You can close your eyes and relax listening to the ambiance, whatever it is that is your self-care. So, if you want to come join us, we are small but mighty. Mary says, gosh, this morning went fast. Thanks so much. Hope you're doing well and have a great week. Well, back at you, baby. It's good to see you. I'm glad you had a good time, though. That's wonderful. All righty. Well, read good books. Be safe. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.